Good morning, ladies. I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes to get on here. If you're joining me now, go ahead and give me a shout. Let me know where you're joining me from. Let me know what your morning beverage is today. I currently am sitting at my table inside on this rainy Sunday. It's not that warm in Connecticut, but I'm all ready for coffee talk with you guys today. I want to do a continuation of what we talked about on Wednesday when we talked about the different nightly necessities to help create your routine. So again, I'll give people another minute. If you're joining me, definitely give me a shout. Let me know where you're joining me from. Again, I'm in Connecticut, so good morning to you lovely ladies. Getting ready for the holidays here, so my nightly routine has become a huge priority for me. Just creating that better night's sleep so I can wake up the next day refreshed. Hey, Brianna, Indiana, that's awesome. Yeah, I have a friend out there, actually. Very cool. I hear you guys are getting some snow soon. I think we said we might have a white Christmas out here a little bit, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. But again, good morning, everybody. And we're going to talk about that nightly routine. For those of you that were with me Wednesday, we talked about the 3 nightly necessities to help create a routine for you. We talked about that little bit of time for you, whether it's journaling, reading, some kind of activity to help you unwind. We talked about the whole no electronics 30 minutes before bed, and then just creating an atmosphere for sleep. So today I want to talk about actually getting that routine into your lives. So what we need to do, and the hardest part for me is, creating a consistency. Yeah, some days you miss, and that's okay. There's no reason to get upset with that. But it's just creating a routine to help you sleep better. Because when you sleep better at night, you're actually setting yourself up for the next day. So for me, I like to I'm dozing off probably about 10 o'clock. I'm not going to lie to you, because I get up about 4:30 in the morning and start my day. So 10 o'clock for me is a really good time. So usually about that time of night, that's when I have set my timer so that I can do my bullet journaling. If you've never heard of bullet journaling, that's a way to journal where you actually jot down your thoughts, maybe your routines. Every month I like to pick a new topic. So for example, in October, I did a cleanse. So I actually wrote down all my different foods and different things like that. If I'm going through my day and somebody says something that really resonates with me and I want to remember it later on, jot it down. Anything that comes to you, because a lot of times when you write things on paper, it helps you manifest. So you're actually creating a way to get your dreams and channeling them out there. So bullet journaling is very important to me. So that's what I use my 15 minutes of before I head to bed. Sometimes I read. Right now I'm really into Pema Chodron. She is an amazing writer. She held a monastery. She is amazing. Her thoughts are beautiful. So if you can get into her, she's wonderful. So again, that's my 15 minutes. And I do that every night at probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm pretty consistent. And then the tricky one is turning off those electronics 30 minutes before you're ready to doze off. There's actually been studies where if you're looking at the screen and you're having that screen time, that it actually is kind of resetting your clock a bit. It almost acts like the sun. So you don't really want to have that happen to you. And I know if I start reading all these things on social media, my monkey mind starts to spin, and then there's no way I'm grounded and balanced for bed. So putting that to the side, putting the computer to the side, anything that's going to kind of make me think, that all goes to the side about 30 minutes before bed. To start turning myself down. Maybe I meditate a little bit. I apologize for the noise. That is my kitten climbing inside of a box. Now, the next thing I want to talk about too is also creating that routine. So you've got your 15 minutes before, you start turning the electronics off, and now it's creating your bedtime space. So how many of you actually create a sleep space for yourselves? Like a way to go to sleep? Because I know for me, kind of that 30 minutes I start putting the electronics down, that's when I turn on the diffuser. That's when everything's off. I mean, I don't even have a TV in my bedroom. Everything gets very quiet. I turn the lights down. I get everything set so that I am now in a comfortable space. Because I know for me, for a while, before I started my practice and creating my consistent routines, I didn't sleep well at all. I had a crazy schedule. I was working nights and weekends and mornings, and it was just absolutely bananas. And now, having created a routine for myself, it helps me to prep better for sleep. So I feel like I actually get a good night's sleep. Just having those 15 minutes for myself with nobody's running around, nothing's going on. That is amazing to have that little bit of quiet time. So if you can kind of create a space for yourself to have those 15 minutes, then again, like I said, plug your phone in across the room, leave it over there, and start getting yourself set up. Sometimes I'll meditate right before bed. Again, I turn that diffuser on. I put some little bit of lavender in there, things like that, just to keep myself in there. Self-care videos are great. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. They are a great way to get some great ideas for creating new thoughts and motivations for self-care. Because it's really what sleep, a big part of your nightly routine, that is self-care. Because, I mean, if you're rushing all the time, okay, at night. Yeah, no, absolutely. Because you have to take the time where you can get it. Because some of us, maybe you work mornings, maybe you have kids, maybe you work from home. Sometimes it can be really hard to find the time for that self-care. So learning new ways to do it, super important, because that was how I started too. And then once I got a practice in place, that was when things turned around. Once I made that commitment to myself, it was when, if I say I skipped a day, I felt like I let myself down. So now just creating that time for me at night and staying consistent is huge. And sometimes people laugh at me, if you're away with friends or maybe you're away with family and you're like, hey, I need my 15 minutes. And they're like, really? But yeah, no, take your 15 minutes for you. You have to take care of you. Because if you're not taking care of you, you can't take care of anybody else. I can promise you that. You expend so much energy during the day on all the chaos and the to-do lists and the dramas and the stuff going on that you kind of sometimes forget about you. So that's why, I always advocate that meditation, that breathing. You got to always be able to come back to your center when things get a little crazy. And one way to do that is, especially at night, is just to set yourself up for creating an environment where you can, where you can come down to sleep. Because when you get a good night's sleep, it totally turns your health around. So any kind of nutrition, diet issues, if you don't feel like your body's right, resetting your sleep clock can help that completely. Getting a good night's sleep sets you up for the next day. Sets you up for the next day, because now you'll get up more motivated. You're going to get up restful. You're going to get up feeling motivated. You're going to get up ready to rock your day. Because if you get up groggy and you haven't slept well and you've been up and down all night, it doesn't set you up for success. And that's what we want to do. So we want to create this routine that you can consistently do. So whether you started at the same time every night, or if you just know I'm getting ready for bed, you kind of know when you're a half hour out. You feel that dozing off feeling. Maybe you just put the kids down. Maybe you just, got all your stuff ready for the next day. Your clothes are out. Your bag is packed. All your stuff's ready to go. And you're like, okay, it's about time for bed. Do your 15 minutes. Again, whether that's meditating, that's reading, that's journaling. Choose what works for you. You do you. So if you like to write your thoughts down at night, go for it. If you'd rather read to unwind, go for it. If you want to watch those self-care videos, go for it. Take your 15 minutes for you. And then after that, now starts your half hour. Put the electronics away. Put the videos away. Put the phone away. Put the stuff away. And just really start to maybe reflect a little bit. Start, light breathing. And just get away from the chaos and the dramas and the traumas and get rid of all that kind of stuff. Start slowing the mind. And that's when you start prepping your bedtime area. So, yeah, maybe it's turning the bed down. Maybe you use a diffuser like I do. Maybe you like to sleep with the fan on, turn that guy on. Whatever it is for you that's going to set up a successful night's sleep. But like I said, if you can turn the TV off, put the phones away, do that kind of stuff, it's going to be huge, I promise. Again, I don't even have one in my bedroom. And then, yeah, then snuggle right in, get all in, close your eyes. And again, for me, because at first I always had a hard time turning my brain off. Again, I started doing a lot of breath work when I would go to bed, just focusing on that. It's almost like counting sheep. You're following that breath, and eventually, because you're laying down, you'll doze off. So for me, that is one way that I slow myself down and I head to sleep. Have you guys tried a nightly routine? Because I know some of you downloaded that guide and you started looking at things. Have you started any of that? Maybe. Now, if you're still watching or you're catching up later, definitely, if you have any questions, definitely shoot them out. Throw up a hashtag replay kind of a thing, because I am here for you. You can always message me or set up that 30-minute call, which I will leave the link here, because I am offering those totally free for you guys, and I always have space. So absolutely sign up for one of those if you want to start talking about a regular routine, whether we create a morning routine, an evening routine. Maybe you're ready to start adding your practice, starting to meditate, things like that. But for me, I know, like I said, we're talking about nightly routines this week, and I know my nightly routine is probably the most important one for me. You know, I don't mind getting up in the mornings. I'm very much a morning person, but at night, that's where I struggle. Calm sleep stories. Oh, like the app, the Calm app? Yeah, they have a lot of really good stuff on there. They've got a lot of good meditations, a lot of good guided meditations. I don't know if I ever tried sleep stories though. But that definitely is a great app to use if you're looking for something to help you create a practice. Yes, no, definitely. I like that one. That is an awesome one. Yeah, no, I definitely, like I said, I've got that for me when I have trouble, you know, if I'm starting to have trouble focusing or things like that. Having all these tools in your tool belt is super helpful. Just creating that ability to know, you know, I've got things I can pull out to use to create an environment for me to become calm, to become grounded. That for me just is amazing, because I didn't always have that. I went through a lot of different life changes about 2 years ago, and that's what prompted me to really kick up and start a yoga practice. And I did my yoga teacher training and mindset training and all these fun things, and totally turned my life around. So that's what, like I said, I advocate having, you know, some kind of a consistent practice, again, for your mornings, for your evenings, remembering to do certain things throughout the day. And just always for me, it just, anything goes, but come back to the breath. Just, you know, sometimes you got to throw things up to the universe and let it be. It does happen. But at night, that is where I set myself up for success the next day. Without a good night's sleep, I'm cranky. I know I'm not going to be happy. And it's a lot harder for me to balance and ground myself when I'm not already prepared. So my nighttime routine is huge. That 15 minutes for me, absolutely needed every night. Again, I carry my journal with me everywhere. I journal, I put in my goals for the next day. I put in my schedule so I have something to look forward to. I get up in the morning, you know, I review it, I reflect on it. You know, whatever my topic is for the day, if it's food, I carry that thing with me all day. I log everything. If I hear something I like, I write it down. And then at night, yeah, about 15 minutes, I'm writing maybe a few more little things for my day. I'm reflecting on my whole day. And I'm putting it all in there so that it doesn't stay up here so that I can't sleep. Because that is just one way to kind of clear the mind, reflect on your day, and then move forward to the next one and be ready. Because just one day at a time is the best way to roll. I mean, I know we're always thinking like, you know, my kid's birthday is in 2 weeks, or my husband's got his Christmas party next week, or whatever it is. Yeah, you're always going to have events and things to kind of put in the calendar. But take your day one day at a time. Because if you get yourself too crazy, that's when life spins. But always just come back to that breath. If you start to feel that monkey mind run, if you start to feel yourself spin, just take a second and just come back, and then go, okay, let me start over. And that's okay. You can do that. I do that every day. But yeah, my night routine sets me up for the next day. So again, that 15 minutes is yours. So whatever you like to do, if it's the self-care videos, if it's reading, if it's writing, you know, whatever is you. And then again, we start prepping ourselves for bed. So you take that 30 minutes, unplug yourself from the world, let it all go. And set yourself up. Get those cozy PJs. Maybe you have a glass of tea, throw your diffuser on, roll the bed down, snuggle in, and then just breathe and let it go. Get a good night's sleep. So I'm really hoping a lot of these tips resonate with you. I'm really hoping a lot of these tips help you start your own nightly routine. And I would love to know how it goes. I would love to know, how you feel. So maybe on Wednesday when we all get together, or even next Saturday, I want to hear where you're at. I'm curious. And even during the week, feel free, post in the group, kick it up. I want to see what's going on. I definitely want to hear about it. And again, if you have more questions, definitely throw up a hashtag replay. Let me know where you're from. Let me know your thoughts. Again, if you want to schedule that 30-minute call with me to talk a little bit more about a personalized routine or creating a new way to set yourself up for success, we can definitely do that. And if that leads you to wanting more, we can talk about how we can maybe work together a bit. But definitely schedule that appointment if you're up for getting a more personalized approach. Or again, if you just have maybe more questions. Here's the link for that. And again, that's available. My schedule's on there. If there's a time and a place or a time that you need that's not on there, let me know. I can work with everyone. It's not an issue. Especially with the holidays, I know it can be like the most stressful time of the year between family and schedules and things like that. So sometimes you just need a little added support, and that's okay. Again, you can find me here, Facebook Messenger, or yeah, if you're ready to kick it up, maybe start your 2019 off strong, schedule that 30-minute call with me. Let's see what we can do. So again, if you're watching this and you have more questions, tag me in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. And let's all start 2019 together. Let's start 2019 strong. We've got our nightly routine. We had talked last week a little about morning routines. And next week, I'm going to take a poll. But next week, I want to probably either Wednesday. I was thinking maybe Saturday morning, but maybe Wednesday night, whatever you guys like. I'd love to do a whole class on bullet journaling if you guys are willing and wanting to learn about that. If there's something else you want to learn, definitely let me know. Because these calls, my goal for these is to get together and find common ground, but common ideas, like-minded ideas that we can keep expanding on. So I can't wait to see you guys. And I've got a lot more fun things planned. And I will see you guys next Wednesday for tea time with Pam at 8 o'clock. And in the meantime, again, if you need me, let me know, okay? So you guys have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. And I will talk to you all soon, okay? Bye-bye.